Well, welcome to the 700 Club. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is accelerating the operation against Hamas in Gaza City. He's ordered the IDF to shorten the timelines to conquer the last terror strongholds in Gaza.
Meanwhile, hundreds of Jews from the United States are moving to Israel to start new lives despite the war. Paul Petit has the story from Tel Aviv.
As Israel's offensive in the Gaza Strip ramps up, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is still considering the ceasefire deal Hamas has agreed to. Since the last ceasefire ended in March, the Israel Defense Forces say they've eliminated over 2,100 Hamas operatives, including senior commanders, and now control 75% of the Strip. During a visit to the IDF's Gaza division, Netanyahu praised the troops.
I was impressed by the fighting spirit and determination to complete the defeat of Hamas and the release of all of our hostages.
In Jerusalem, IDF leaders presented plans to capture Gaza City, and Netanyahu ordered the timeline moved up to take the city even faster. In Judea and Samaria, also known as the West Bank, Israel's finance minister announced a project to build 3,400 housing units in a disputed area. Smotrich called a two-state solution with the Palestinians a two-state delusion.
The time has come to fully apply Israeli sovereignty over Judea and Samaria, the West Bank, to forever remove from the table the idea of dividing the land, and to make sure that by September, Europe's hypocrite leaders will simply have nothing to recognize.
Wednesday also marked the first Aliyah flight since October 7th, bringing 225 Jewish Americans and Canadians to make Israel their home.
You know, we're fulfilling a dream of dreams. We're trying to come and rebuild the land and be a part of the Jewish people who have been going through a lot the last couple of years.
Aliyah in Hebrew means to go up or to ascend. So at Bible times, they went up to Jerusalem to celebrate the feast. And for these people arriving today, it's just as important. They're here to fulfill a lifelong dream, begin again, even to help out in a time of war.
This is great. Exciting. I'm excited. Yeah, it's amazing.
Overwhelming, but it's really, really cool to see everyone out here like this. Yeah.
These two are moving from St. Louis and Los Angeles and will be enlisted in a program that helps IDF soldiers.
It feels right, you know, home is home, and I think it feels the most right for me personally to come give back and be here. That's where I feel closest to my family and to myself.
I'm the same way. I just feel like it's the right thing for me right now, and I feel very connected to Israel, and it's the place I want to be.
In Tel Aviv, Paul Petit, CBN News.
There is a profound spiritual connection for the Jewish people to the land of Israel. They write about it, but you just saw the experience of it. So you have young women from St. Louis arriving and suddenly saying, well, this just feels like home. Well, there's a spiritual connection to the land, the restoration of the land and the people, the connection between the Jewish people and the land of Israel. You can never break that. That is something that's been ordained from on high. In other news, coastal communities from the Carolinas to New York are bracing for high waves and floods as Hurricane Erin moves up the East Coast. Gary Lane has that story and more.
Gordon, the Category 2 storm won't make landfall as it passes along the coast. Still, some areas are under tropical storm warnings and evacuation orders. CBN's Lori Johnson reports.
Here in Virginia Beach, thousands of tourists enjoying the final few weeks of summer are being warned about potentially deadly rip currents as Hurricane Erin barrels offshore. The storm is also causing coastal flooding, especially at high tide, along with very big waves and strong winds, up to 40 miles an hour. In North Carolina's Outer Banks, tourists and residents alike are under evacuation orders as rough seas pounded homes and businesses. The governor warning drivers to stay away from flooded roadways.
Don't do it. You do not know how deep the water is or how fast it is running.
A portion of Highway 12, the only road to the islands, is closed due to overwash. Utility crews are standing by, ready to respond to any power outages.
This, I think, is by far the worst. I'm anxious.
Further north, beaches are shut down, like in New York City, where waves could reach as high as 20 feet today, and dangerous rip currents threaten swimmers. Officials on the New Jersey shore warning people to not only stay out of the water, but off the beach entirely.
You can get a rogue set of waves coming in, and if you're on the beach, comes in, it'll take your feet right out from under you and pull you right out.
Conditions are expected to slowly improve Friday and into the weekend as Aaron pulls away from the U.S. coast. The wave activity a boon for the 800 contestants competing in the 63rd annual East Coast Surfing Championship in Virginia Beach this weekend. The storm will be long gone, but the resulting waves will make for stronger competition.
Usually it's about knee-high, and unless we get a hurricane, so this is our favorite time of year because we actually get waves.
Lori Johnson, CBN News.
A New York school district is backing off a decision restricting a religious display, marking a victory for religious liberty in the Empire State. Seniors at Grand Island High School near Buffalo are allowed to decorate their paid parking spaces. Sabrina Steffens told CBN News when she submitted designs with religious imagery and Bible verses, the school refused permission. Steffens said she's the only student whose design was rejected. First Liberty, a law firm defending religious freedom, sent a letter to school officials calling on them to change their decision. Last night, First Liberty announced that the school district will allow Steffens to design her space according to her wishes. Well, turning overseas to Japan, where a CBN program is making an impact on many levels of society. The CBN animated series Superbook is bringing the Word of God to Japanese viewers on TV. It's also used by Christian churches to raise a new generation of believers. Lucille Toulousan has this report from Tokyo.
Kids enjoying Sunday school is a rare sight in Japan. According to Pastor Makoto Kohatsu of the Kawasaki Church in Tokyo, this is because only half of the churches here have Sunday school.
It is very difficult for Japanese people to touch gospel and to watch gospel, to listen to the gospel. They are not coming to church. No kids are coming to a church.
Pastor Kohatsu believes broadcasting Superbook episodes helped because children not attending Sunday school heard the gospel by watching them on television. As a church partner of the Superbook program, some of these viewers and their parents now attend the church. Pastor Kohatsu shared how watching The Flying House and the original Superbook in the 80s made an impact in his life.
This is how I came to know about the Bible. This is how I came to know about Jesus. You know, those stories are foundation of my life. You know, when I came to know that Superbook is coming to this generation, I was so excited.
I love the way Superbook is presented. Watching Jesus resurrecting on Superbook is made more real than just reading it from the Bible. It gave more impact in my life. When I am in trouble, I know God, who has the power to resurrect Jesus from the dead, can also help me. I like watching the story about miracles, Jesus changing water into wine and healing people. I believe he can also do miracles in my life, like saving my classmates who are bad to me so they can be my very good friends.
A Superbook team from the Philippines visited Pastor Kohatsu's church and other church partners to minister to children and provide further training on its curriculum to volunteers. The team also promoted Superbook at Japan's biggest evangelistic outreach for the first time since 2018.
And after 6 years, the Superbook Philippine team has brought Gizmo, who is Rovic, to the Japanese in celebration of the completion of the 5 seasons of Superbook that was broadcasted here in Japan.
Noelle Wilson shares feedback she received from Superbook viewers.
Some of the viewers are watching with grandparents, so the grandparents watched the old version Superbook. It's different generation received the gospel through the animation. That is fulfilled for me.
The Superbook ministry in Japan continues through the partnership of the Word of Life Press Ministries.
Japanese people are very kind persons, so they don't feel like they are sinners, and they are very hard to reach to get to know Christ. But through Superbook, they can get to know the story in the Bible. It touches the people's heart.
Superbook is here to stay. We have so many more plans to. It has only been shown in like major prefectures here in Japan. We also want to be able to show it in local channels here. Japan is known as the land of the rising sun, right? This bright sun that's on my face right now. But we always say that Japan is going to be the land of the risen sun, Jesus.
Lucille Talusan, CBN News, Tokyo.
Gordon, isn't it wonderful to see in the land of the rising sun, Superbook changing lives?
And it brings a smile to my face. Superbook started in Japan. That's where it was first rendered. All of the design artwork, it was one of the first animes in the history of animation. And it all began because my father had a real burden for the nation of Japan. This is all the way back in 1984. We partnered with the publisher of the New Living Translation of the Bible. They were coming out with a Japanese version of the Bible. And the intent was, how do we make the Bible a best-selling book in Japan? So they went to an advertising agency, and the advertising agency said, well, there's this new thing called anime. And if you do cartoons of Bible stories, well, then the people will watch it, even the parents will watch it. And they'll want to go out and buy the Bible. They'll buy the source of these wonderful stories they're seeing on television. Well, Superbook became the #2 children's program in Japan all the way back in 1984, 1985. Then we discovered that Superbook in Japanese could be translated into English, and you could take that around the world. The Bible did become a best-selling book in Japan. And you see the fruit of it. But now we need to come back again because Japan still needs the gospel. And it's amazing that you trace the history of Christianity. Some claim it goes all the way back to the Nestorians over 1,000 years ago. Recorded history is Xavier coming into Nagasaki, and you look at that history, and that's pretty amazing. The repression of Christianity is absolutely a horrific story. But here we are, it's 2025, and it's time to finish the Great Commission. So our goal is to establish an office to support all these efforts in Tokyo, to really do it right. And let's go in there, let's establish the gospel. Let's make sure that every generation has the ability to know the stories of the Bible. And that's the commission for this version of Superbook. I want the children of the world to know God. I want them to know the stories of the Bible. And if you're a member of the 700 Club and have been faithful, some of you have been faithful for decades, going all the way back to 1984, some even earlier, back in the 1970s. Thank you. It's because of your faithful gifts that happened, that pastor got to hear the gospel as a child, and it became a foundation for him today. Let's build that foundation and build it even broader and wider and deeper in Japanese culture so they can hear the good news and respond. If you want to be a part of it, the number's on the screen, 1-800-700-7000.